Welcome to a short preview of this ScreenCastsOnline video tutorial. With the recent release of iOS 12, I covered many of the major new features in the full iOS 12 release show in episode 771. This tip video covers some of the minor changes and new applications in iOS 12. Now, starting with iOS 12, we have a brand new application, and that's the Stocks application. Now, we've seen Stocks before on the iPhone, but Apple have re-engineered the application and brought it across to the iPad, as well as to Mac OS Mojave. So let's take a quick look at Stocks. I know it's not of interest to everybody, but they have built some nice new features into the application. So if I just tap the Stocks icon to open the application, and you'll see we have this new presentation. On the left-hand side, we have this sidebar of watched stocks. And then on the right-hand side, this larger panel, we have financial news pulled in from Apple News. Now, if I select a stock, let's say I'm interested in what's happening with the Apple stock. If I just select Apple, we get an interactive chart at the top, and then it pulls in information related to Apple from business news. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from ScreenCastsOnline. ScreenCastsOnline is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS-related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV, using the members-only ScreenCastsOnline Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the Digital ScreenCastsOnline monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit ScreenCastsOnline.com today and become a ScreenCastsOnline member.